What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with another video, and today I want to talk to you guys about games with gold. And the question I want to pose to you all is, do you feel the service has run its course, especially with Game Pass? Now, games with gold was really copied directly from the PlayStation Plus, where every month users and subscribers of the service would get a couple free games. Now, games with gold had a slightly different variation that the games were yours to own forever, as where with PlayStation, your content was gated behind an active subscription. Now, most of us who play PlayStation or Xbox or both have these subscription services because they're required for online gameplay. But that doesn't mean there aren't a few people out there that just hit and miss on games with gold and they don't keep it current. As such, it seems like it's a better deal. Although, with the rise of Game Pass, the question has to be asked, are those games any good? Are they worth keeping anymore? And this is another month of games that aren't that great. So what I have here in front of you guys is the lineup that was just announced today by Major Nelson on his official Twitter feed. As we all look forward to the end of the month, we look forward to this tweet, and this is what we get. 4 games this month: Marooners, the Golf Club 2019 featuring the LPGA Tour, Earth Defense Force, and Comic Jumper. Now, I can't speak to all of these games, but I can tell you that I have seen some of them before on Game Pass. Some of them are still active on Game Pass now. So, kind of makes you wonder. And what I did was, just out of curiosity, is I pulled up the Metacritic scores for all these. So, when I see things in the yellow area, that is a maybe not so good. Marooners, 56 Metacritic score, doesn't look that interesting. Golf game, 75, although I would argue how fun is a golf game. That's for you to decide. Earth Defense Force, 63, and Comic Jumper, almost there, 75. Now, I have played that on Game Pass, and it wasn't for me, but it's not bad. But you really have to ask yourself, does Microsoft need to focus on one service or another? I would imagine that the cost of them to go out and procure these games and give them away for free does eat into their profits. And would people be satisfied paying that dollar amount, that gold, I think it's about $60 a year. Would you be satisfied paying that solely for the privilege to play multiplayer, especially when your PC counterparts are not paying a penny for multiplayer, which does include Xbox Live services? So if you're playing Sea of Thieves, you don't have to have gold to run Sea of Thieves. You just on your computer. Now, if you play it on your console, you do. But I can't help but think that as I look at these disappointing months after disappointing months, and again, there are gems that are tucked in there occasionally, I can't help but think that maybe it's time to hang up the games with gold. And especially with the inclusive all-in-one Xbox Ultimate subscription that includes everything at a new price, maybe it's time for Microsoft to start phasing this out. PlayStation has already done so by phasing out the old PlayStation 3 titles, only giving us a couple PlayStation 4 titles. And I have to say that those games aren't of great caliber either. So as we enter this service era, and it's very clear that games as a service is not going anywhere, games like Anthem and The Division and Destiny, where you're constantly paying a subscription fee, really doesn't align with this model anymore. And it's kind of becoming clear that this is kind of fading out on a dud. Now, we're leading up to E3, and we are definitely in that hot prime time now. This is when you want to put your best foot forward. This is when you want to plant that flag and say, hey, Microsoft is the place to be, and here's why. But when you look at that message with these games, you can't help but ask yourself, somebody was probably asleep at the wheel for this month. It's not a great lineup. So with that, I pose the question to everybody. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Is it time for this to go away? Is this time for us to focus more on Game Pass and try to really push that service? Is it time for us to expect this kind of stuff because all the good stuff has been given away? Or can Microsoft just do better and they need to step up their game? Leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think. If you like what you saw, please consider commenting, rating, and subscribing. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.